So this is our Finding Significance program. I'm Jeff Gould with the Jim Riefenberger. A lot of times when you'll take a profile test, they'll talk about your abilities. But what your program does that is not talked about a lot is accountability. Because eventually we have to take our abilities and give an account of them to somebody who helps us on that journey.
I think what happens is you do something for a long time and you're trying to count your wins and your losses and you lose yourself to what you're really good at. So early on, I see people lift their chin up and go, "Oh, I can do this. I'm really good at this." And it's not this big thing, it gets narrowed down, but it becomes very clear. Just simply put, I'm really good at this. All of a sudden, the first notch in the belt of confidence comes and goes, okay, now I can kind of see if I could do this, I could enjoy my life would be enjoyable, meaningful, significant. Why would you want to just go alone in your own head, driving down the road, thinking about the plan, then regurgitating the plan, and then talking about that with your spouse, but never getting to paper or a way of filtrating through these tools some real definable answers? What a day looks like, what experiences look like, who you're going to do it with, what stage of life you're going to do it at, um, what kind of health I'll have to be able to do this. All these things that just got to get answered.
Probably the thing that has helped me the most is to recognize that I can rest on my abilities and then trust on somebody else's abilities. And that together we can not only be accountable to each other, as you and I are, Jim, but we can take our diverse abilities and build something bigger than either of us could do separately.
Right. And two people in the middle of significance, about maybe step six, I've discovered this. They would say, man, it definitely is clear what I'm good at. And then now I've been discussing and discerning through this with you, and I realize that what gets me in trouble is I say yes to everything, but we do a lot of things that we just keep doing because other people tell us to.
Clarity is at the heart of that, right? I myself, I'm a promoter according to the talent code profile. I get all kinds of ideas. I get energized by ideas. If somebody says, "Can you do this?" I will instantly start working on it because it's exciting to me. And then I'll build this thing in about 4 hours because that's how fast I work. And then I'm done. And I say, "Look what I did." And if somebody doesn't pick it up and take it and buy it and move along with it, in hour number 5, I'm taking a hammer to it and saying, "This thing's terrible." Tell me what your tendencies are, Jim.
Well, I'll kind of lean on the perfection side, so I'll dig into it and I want it to be perfect. And if it doesn't, if I feel like it's got some flaws in it, then I want to pull back. Um, and that'll get me in trouble because it isn't never going to be perfect. And it needs to just kind of forge forward and accept it for what it is. And that's a big growth step in anybody's life, just letting go of that.
And then when you work together with a group of people who have skills, obvious skills, but they're not your skills, then you collaborate and you realize that it may not be to my timeline, it may be taking longer than I want, but as long as it's going somewhere, I'm okay with it. And then we learn to be humble. We learn to let it take its course. We learn that when two or three or eight people work together, all with what they do the very best, and then allow others to do what they do better than we could possibly do, and trust, now we get something that is absolutely fascinating. It's delightful. Rarely, but sometimes you will see businesses that are able to do that. But the number of people who have been able to work in a place like that, really small. And then they retire and say, "Well, I guess this is it." But they sense that they've missed something because they have. They've missed that collaborative joy that connects to what they are really, really good at and makes something that's delightful.
If you think about things this way, when you're going at things alone, after about the first 12 hours, you're busy doing things, getting things done, and then you're going to sit down and have a meal, which means you'll pull something out of the fridge or maybe even a bowl of cereal. You do something because nobody else is involved. Well, why go through a big amount of work for this? So you just keep it simple, right? You don't do anything. Now, if that person was in the same boat and a week later, four of his friends were coming over and you were going to have fun, you might be getting the grill ready. You might be actually making a really good meal, making it taste. The whole thing changed because you weren't going at it alone.
Hmm.
I watched a video the other day, Jeff. Says it all. Like we probably could watch the video and see the guy who won the race, the marathon, and just and that should be the highlight. But no, there's this guy coming in, and his legs start collapsing 100 meters from the finish. And four people run by him and they look at him. Some slow down. And finally, this guy comes and puts his arm under him. And he spends over 2 minutes getting him off the ground, cuts his time down. He can't make his time. He carries it across. And now everybody starts cheering and everybody starts watching these two go to the finish. Now, why? Because that meant more than the guy who won first. Because someone stopped, picked someone else up, and brought him across the line. Jeff, you and I don't do this because we need something to do. I want people to be carried across the significance line and say, nice job, well done, dude. Well done. I want them to call me and tell me what happened. I want to win with them.
It's a great story. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to us. Um, we'll call it good for now. We'll see you next time. I'm Jeff Gould.
And I'm Jim Riefenberger.
If you have any questions, get a hold of us. Until then, God bless.